My name is Miguel Sicari. I'm a graphic designer. Been a graphic designer for 10 years. That entails anything from illustration to film to website design and coding and everything in between. I guess an interesting thing about me is, a lot of my mates in the design industry, that was their passion from really early on, from when they were in high school or even before that. They kind of knew that was the industry they wanted to get into. Whereas I started my working career in construction management, in building construction management. I loved that. I was doing amazing projects, but as creative as the projects I was working on were, I wasn't being able to be creative myself. I quickly realised that I was more creative and loved the design aspects of all those projects. In about 2008, my mates decided to go overseas and I thought it was a great opportunity, so I kind of used it as an excuse to leave the construction behind, and then when I came back, get back into study and go back to uni and do design at COFA. While I was doing my Masters of Design at COFA, one of my best mates from high school, as I was finishing my Masters, he would ask me to help out with a couple of jobs here and there. And we realised we worked really well together, and he said, hey, when you finish, why don't we start a studio? I think I was 24, 25, something like that. A few years in, one or two, our other really good friend, Reese, was also in the graphic design industry. He was sort of more in the print side, but also hand-drawn typography, and we saw him as an awesome asset that we couldn't sort of let go past us, so we asked him to join as well, and he was stoked to be on board. And we worked together for, I guess, 5 years. One of our amazing clients, Ambush Gallery, got a pop-up gallery at Central Park, and they realised it'd be a huge graphic design workload and invited us in as graphic design partners. So they put us up in Central Park in this amazing studio. And then after that, Nick and Reese, life got in the way. Nick moved to Tassie, Reese moved to Wollongong, and so I took over. So my preferred design work is probably print design. I think I enjoy that the most because, I don't know, it's a sense of satisfaction when you finish the project. You actually get something in your hands and, it's something you can flip through, touch, read, store, keep, and look back at many years later. The hands-on feel of something printed, you can't beat that. My biggest inspiration in design has always been Nick Rodeno, my ex-colleague. He basically introduced me to the world of graphic design and took me under his wing and taught me everything I know. And I guess his style has rubbed off on me, which is minimalist, typographical, I guess you could say slightly Scandinavian nature, which is less is more and simplicity is the key. And my other colleague also inspired me lots. Reese was awesome at hand-done typography, brush pens, he had an amazing technique and taught me how to use those. So yeah, I guess they're my biggest influences for sure. We made an amazing piece for Little Creatures for Craft Beer Week a long time ago now. Little Creatures approached us. We actually did the branding for that event, but the major piece we did was an artwork that we wanted the people who attended the event to interact with. And so we decided that the way we'd get people to interact with the work was to drink their beers, and instead of throwing them in the bin, place them in the sculpture. And then once there were enough beers in that sculpture, you'd start to see this writing that ended up saying many hands, from the phrase many hands make light work. When my colleagues decided to move on and basically leave me the business, we were in the middle of projects, we had clients waiting for things. So I kind of just ran with it because I had to at first. I could see it as something that would be something that I could develop into the future and have grow into a bigger business. And you know, I've definitely grown, and I've got a junior designer on a couple of days a week. Into the future, that's definitely something I'm looking at potentially doing, is just growing the business and taking that next step, which would be to take on more people and really take it next level.